Good afternoon. What is a cool, bright and chilly day. It is Monday the 2nd of January 2023. I'm eating and reading up with a nice cup of tea. And a package to unbox. Let's find out what is in here. So, we've got a couple of things in here. This starts off with this, which is Here There Be Monsters. It's based on the back. It says hunt monster hunters, punch Nazi and cultists, eat the rich, protect each other, fight back. Here there be monsters. So this is interesting role-playing game. I mean, it sort of like kind of punches you in the face of what it's about, but it doesn't add a lot of depth to it. You know, it's pretty unsubtle on the back there. Okay, this game is for the monsters, the weirdos, the freaks, and the sickos, the insane, and the cripples, the trannies and fags and dykes, and yes. We're going to read, it doesn't really tell you what it's about. And I think that's a bit of a yeah. I'm going to show you because it's inspired by game was inspired by Electric Bastion Land by Chris McDowell. Well, by the Apocalypse, Microscope, Heart, The City Beneath, Cthulhu Dark, and Fate Core, and it's part of the LATAM breakout campaign, basically the Latin American breakout campaign of basically Latin American role-playing games, which was done sort of last year. The issue, essentially, problem is that Latin American role-playing games are kind of hidden behind a wall that really is formed by two things. First is distance. You know, it's far away from the English-speaking hobby, and the second is language, because most of the role-playing games that appear there are either going to be in Spanish, or if they're from Brazil, in Portuguese. And so getting those translated and available in English is a big hurdle to overcome. And this is one of the ones that did make it. The premise is that this game, for starters, this game assumes an explicitly queer and anti-capitalist take on the urban fantasy genre. You don't need to be queer to enjoy it, but I don't think capitalists are going to have much fun here. Now, the first point is that the language does start out stronger here. There's a whole paragraph at the beginning I didn't read out all of because of the strength of the language. I have no problem with the language as it is, but a lot of people will. So no matter what they tell you, there's still weirdness and wonder everywhere. You just have to know where to look. At the edges and cracks of normal life, we exist, we persist, and we resist. The monsters, the magicians, the anomalies, the freaks, and the outcasts. We gather in the shadows, trying our best to live our lives in that world. And when it doesn't exactly fear or hate us, it doesn't even believe in our existence. What it's saying is, in the premise that I know this is can be a metaphor for queer experience, but it's not just that. This is about the monstrous, the abnormal, and the weird, and more. All of which, not something that's to be feared, but cherished and protected. You're all members of an organisation dedicated to protecting the weird, the monstrous, the anomalous, and the magical. So, this is not necessarily a game. This is not a game about monster hunting. It's a game about protecting yourselves against being the subject of monster hunts. It says this is a game written in response to things like Hellboy, Delta Green, American Gods, and so on. So it's a very political game in that sense, and that's no bad thing. It is not unreasonable to have that voice in the hobby. So, you know, the artwork is fairly odd and weird, even twisted if you like. You've got the character backgrounds beginning to get into the depth, the sort of the mechanics and so on, the setup there. Various roles. So just flipping through those. Even up to, you know, alchemist, alien abductee, chosen by an elder god, escaped human sacrifice, ex-cultist. So all of those backgrounds are in there. What you can play, family curse inheritor. So all those are sort of like essentially not a little Lovecraftian. So yes, quite a lot of, you know, winged person witches. This is all just background options, you know, and there's a lot of them. Bunch of goblins in a beekeeper suit. Atlantis refugee, brain in a jar. Cat person center. Dragonborn, elemental, failed experiment. It's an awful. This is. I mean, fish ones, fox spirit. Okay. Morlock, ooze. So yes, at what point does Pengalan, plant person? At what point do the character options end? This is just the sort of like things that you can be. Okay. Sapient fungus. Vampire, visceral hunter of hunger, walking corpse, weird creature, young deviant badass Chelonian, or just you. So that's 100 different options, but that does take up quite a chunk of the book. I'll show you that there. And that's from page 17 to page 89. So you can, okay. So what you can see the influence of Electric Bastion on, because the start of that is 200 pages of character generation, where you have 100 two-page spreads of character of different character types. But anyway, so then we get onto actual character creation rather than just sort of like choosing the option. And then the mechanics, optional mechanics. And then creating your group. And group traits. And grouping NPCs. Asking questions like, why no vampires? Because of course they suck. And your haven. And the haven features. And then our game, do whatever you want and deal with the consequences. Okay. Suffering conditions. I've seen that used before. Mertborge uses it, of course, to mark out the damage taken from particular weapons. We have magic, and artifacts with example artifacts, and now some people to meet and possibly punch, like the Bureau The Bureau of people in black suits and dark shades, you know the ones, and they know you know. Careful, they may be watching you right now. So we're talking, you know, the FBI, Project Blue Book, whatever. The Watchers of the Many-Angled One. So different enemy factions. We guide, you know, of course, basically encountering the Watchers. The Brotherhood of Thoth. So you've got a magical brotherhood there. You know, this is the very rich, the complete arseholes, as they call them. Hoarders are what they call themselves. Collectors, robbers are what we could call scholars. You know, encountering the Brotherhood, complete with a little floor plan of their essentially their headquarters, potential other groups, which, you know, as the game master you could create, develop. You see tables, some places to visit, such as the pub. And I'm not entirely sure where that is. Actually weird. The night market, and the library. More options and ideas of books to be found there. Mrs. Lie's arcane assortments. And places table at the end. So, now here there be monsters. So yes, here there be monsters. Latin American role-playing game. Be interested to look at this in detail. Again, a very political game in a sense, and a different take, different approach to the urban fantasy role-playing. Be interested to role-play that potentially, but certainly I'll give it a good review. Anyway, thanks for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below, and of course if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to get more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a package containing a book or a game which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on that subscribe button down below. In the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.